Hi there everybody and welcome to Vinyasa Flow. My name is Maz and I'm going to be guiding you through this short 30-minute Vinyasa Flow practice today. So before we begin, please just make sure to grab any props, blocks, cushions, anything that you think you might need with you for your practice. And then we're actually going to start today by coming into a child's pose. So when you're ready, bring yourself to all fours. Bring your big toes to touch, and we're going to take a wide-kneed child's pose today. So big toes touch, and take your knees as wide as feels comfortable. So they might be as wide as the mat, they may not be quite as wide as that. And then just gently start to sit your hips back towards your heels, reaching your fingertips forward, and gently release your forehead down. So if you feel like you need to, then you might support underneath your forehead. That could be with a block, it could be with a cushion. If you don't have any props, you might just make a little fist with one or both hands, and then you can support underneath your forehead in that way. So just take a moment or two to get yourself really nice and comfortable in your child's pose. Let your eyes softly fall closed, and just allow yourself to become nice and still. Taking this first few moments of your practice just as an opportunity to arrive onto your mat, to arrive into your practice space, and just to become aware of how your physical body is feeling today, how your breath is moving into and out of your body. This is a time to start to notice also the contents of your mind in this moment. So noticing any thoughts, any emotions, whatever's with you in this moment. Gently quieting any voice of judgment that might arise. And just allowing yourself to be with whatever's there for you. All of these different aspects that create your experience. Just letting each one of them be exactly as they are. And we're just going to spend about another half a minute in here, feeling the support of the ground underneath your body. And if you would like to set an intention for your practice today, take a moment in here to do so. So your intention, you could think about it as a focus. As a focus for your practice, something to keep with you as you move through this next 30 minutes. Maybe something you are working on, something you'd like to bring into your life, or maybe it's something that you would like to let go of in your life. So just take a couple of moments to be with that intention. And then when you're ready, slowly start to come on up to all fours. So press your hands into the ground, lift your hips away from your heels, and then coming to all fours, so bringing your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders, and just creating a nice straight line from the crown of your head all the way through to the base of your spine. Gently drawing your belly button towards your spine to start to activate through your core, doming your upper back, so pressing the ground away from you with your hands. So this is quite a strong moment. Let's just be here for a couple of seconds, starting to tune into your breath, breathing in and out through your nose, finding a nice steady rhythm of the breath. From there, tuck your toes under and slowly exhale, lift up into your downward facing dog. Lifting your hips high, encouraging your heels down towards the ground, and just find a little bit of movement in this first downward facing dog. So maybe you pedal your heels, maybe you move your hips from side to side, maybe you raise a leg, take a three-legged dog. Whatever feels intuitive, just move your body
Find a real nice sense of fluidity, a sense of ease, a sense of softness. Freeing up the back of your body, creating space. Just take a couple of more cycles of breath in this first down dog. And then when you're ready, start to slowly step your feet all the way towards the front of your mat. Bring your feet hip distance. Take an inhalation to lengthen. From there, turn your heels in, your toes out. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, sit your hips low. Malasana, squat pose. You could keep your fingertips onto your mat. You could join together your palms and rest your thumbs at the center of your chest. If your heels are lifted very high, then I would suggest you to support underneath your heels. You can pop some blocks underneath there just to give you some stability. And we're going to stay for 5 full cycles of breath here in this squat pose. So some of you might choose to just find little bits of movement. You can shift your weight from side to side. You can move your hips from side to side. Or perhaps you prefer just to be in stillness here. Last couple of breaths, freeing up into the hips, into the muscles of the groin. Last breath here. If you've got your eyes closed, blink them open. Place your hands down onto your mat. Press into your hands, press into your feet. As you inhale, lift your hips. Bring your feet parallel, look forward. Exhale, softly bend your knees, come into a forward fold. Take your hands to your opposite elbows. And you could swing your body from side to side, front and back. Releasing through your lower back. Keep that softness in the knees, so not locking the joints. Keep your feet connected to the ground. And then slowing down, come back to the center. Bring your hands down onto the ground. So there's a chance that you're going to need to soften your knees a little bit more. And then gently draw your chin towards your chest. And nice and slowly start to walk your hands up the front of your legs. Keep your knees soft. Keep your chin tucked in. Head and shoulders come up last. Arms released by your sides. Take a nice deep inhalation to draw your shoulders all the way up. As you exhale, slide your shoulders back and down. Once more, inhale, draw your shoulders up. Exhale, gently slide your shoulders back and down. From there, step to your mountain pose. Coming to the front of your mat, you might bring feet together. If it feels better for your lower back, then there's a little bit of space between your feet. Arms by your sides, and just spin your palms forward slightly to allow you a sense of kind of freeing up through the front part of your body. Close your eyes for a moment and find a connection to your breathing. Breathing in and out through your nose. Steady and even rhythm of the breath. You might choose to find your ujjayi breath, so gently contracting the back of your throat. Breathing in and out with that soft sound of the ocean. Breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your nose. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. As you breathe out, blink open your eyes. Stay connected to that breath. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reach high. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Soften your knees if you need to. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Hands can come to shins. Exhale, place your hands down onto your mat. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back, high plank. Couple of breaths here. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Press the ground away from you with your hands. Gently dome your upper back. For this first round, drop your knees, untuck your toes, press into the tops of your feet. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows. Slowly as you can, come all the way down onto your mat. Modified chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest. Draw your shoulder blades together. Come to your baby cobra. Exhale to lower. Inhale, come to all fours. Tuck your toes. Exhale, lift up, downward facing dog. Let's find some movement in this downward facing dog. So moving like a wave. As you inhale, ripple all the way forward to your high plank. Exhale, bend your knees. Sit your hips back to your heels, floating childs. Inhale, once again, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, floating childs. 2 more. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, ripple back. Inhale, make it slow, ripple forward. Exhale, ripple back. This time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. At the end of your exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Walk or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach high. Exhale, release your arms alongside you, mountain pose. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. This time, exhale, place your hands down, step your left foot back. Step your right foot back. You're into your high plank once again. Legs are strong and active, heels reaching all the way towards the back of your mat. You might choose to drop your knees once more, or you might choose to bend your elbows and slowly lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your chest. Come to your cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale to lower. Inhale, come to all fours. Tuck your toes. Exhale, lift up, downward facing dog. This time, inhale, send your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Drop your left knee down onto your mat. Inhale, take your right hand to your right leg and gently press the right leg away from you, rotating your chest, looking over your right shoulder. Taking one more breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand down onto your mat. Inhale, push back. Lift your right leg high. Come to your three-legged dog. Exhale, place your right foot next to your left. Inhale, send your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Drop your right knee this time. Inhale, gently press the left leg away from you. Take your gaze over your left shoulder. Rotate your chest. Take a breath or two in here. Finding space into that left hip. And then as you exhale, bring your left hand back down onto your mat. Inhale, push back. Lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, come to your downward facing dog once again. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Let's find those wave-like movements once again. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, sit back, floating childs. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, 2 more. Moving like a wave. It's one continuous movement. 1 more here. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale. Inhale, release. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, reach high. Exhale, release. Arms by your sides, come to your mountain pose. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms up. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. This time, exhale, place your hands down, step or float back. Take it through your vinyasa of choice. So you might lower all the way down, you might lower halfway. Your back bend can be a cobra, it can be an up dog. Exhale, we all meet. downward facing dog. Once again, inhale, send your right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Drop your left knee down onto the mat. This time, take an inhalation, lift your chest. Maybe you come onto your fingertips. As you exhale, shift your hips back. Flex that right foot. Let's move again. So wave-like movement. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, push your hips back, flex that right foot. Two more. Inhale, ripple forward. Lift up. Take your gaze high. Imagine an upward facing dog here. Exhale, shifting your weight back. Flex your right foot. One more time. Inhale, ripple forward. Move like a wave. Imagine that upward facing dog. Exhale, shift your weight back. Flex your right foot towards you. This time, inhale, rippling forward. Exhale here. Bring your hands flat onto your mat. Lift up your left knee. And on your next inhalation, send your right leg high once again. Three-legged downward facing dog. This time, exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Ground the outside edge of your left foot. Inhale, let your left arm sweep up and back. Exhale, you're into warrior two. Breathing here. So left foot is parallel to the back, the short end of your mat. You're bending into the right leg. Thighs are spiraling open. Sit bones are drawing together. Finding the breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. Grounding. Maybe finding a little bit more space here. Let's take one more breath in. And one more breath out. Keep your lower body as it is. Inhale, flip your right palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Reaching that right arm all the way back, lengthening through the right side of your body. Make sure you don't lose the bend in the right leg, so keep that right leg bent. You might take your left hand behind your back, finding the inside of the right hip. Breathing here. One more breath. And exhale. Nice. As you inhale, come back up to center. Join your palms. As you exhale, side lunge, skandasana to the right side. Flex your left foot. Left leg is nice and straight. We're going to stay here. Hips are lifted, so we're not sitting the butt down. Keep the hips lifted. You might keep your hands together. You might choose to reach your right hand out to the side and take your left hand high, rotating your chest. You could wrap your left arm behind you. You could wrap your right arm around your right leg, and maybe there's a bind. Let's breathe in here. 5 breaths. Draw your left shoulder back and down. Lift your chest towards the ceiling. Keep the left leg super strong and active. Keep pressing the right foot into the ground. If going low doesn't feel good for you, then stay up higher. Taking it into more of an extended side angle pose if that feels better for you. We've got one more breath. And then release any binds. Bring your hands back together. Take a lovely big inhalation. Press into that right foot. Lift up, come back to center. Bring your feet parallel. Raise your arms and reach high. Exhale, this time fold all the way forward, placing your hands down onto the ground. Take a breath, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Couple of breaths here. So you might lower your elbows down, your forearms down. Just release through the back of your neck. Keep your feet grounded, keep your legs active. Last breath or two in here. Okay, on your next inhalation, press the ground away, look forward. Walk your hands around to frame your right foot. Exhale, step back. You might take it through a vinyasa, or you might go directly back into your downward facing dog. Taking a couple of breaths in your down dog, breathing in, breathing out. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, drop your knees. Untuck your toes. We're going to come to Anahatasana. So keeping your hips and knees in line, walk your hands forward and gently lower your chest down towards the ground. Chin can come down or forehead, whatever feels better for you. And we're going to take 5 breaths in here. Finding space into the shoulders, the upper back, the middle back. Freeing up through the front part of your body. We've got 1 more breath here. So from here, remembering that wave-like action that we were creating in our downward facing dog, take an inhalation and start to ripple forward into a Sphinx pose. So let the hips become heavy. The hips lower down. You land with your elbows underneath your shoulders. Draw your chest forward. Soften your shoulders. Let's take 2 breaths in here in this Sphinx pose. Extending your toes all the way towards the back of your mat. Take 1 more breath in. And then as you exhale, release down. Place your hands onto your mat next to your chest. Draw your shoulder blades together. Draw your elbows in towards the midline. Tuck your toes. Activate your legs. So lift up through your knees. Activate your quads. And as you inhale, lift up. High plank. Exhale. Downward facing dog. In your down dog, take a breath in. And take a breath out. Let's come on to the left side. Inhale, send your left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Drop your right knee down onto your mat. This time, you're going to inhale and lift up through your chest. So imagine an upward facing dog here. And then as you exhale, sit your hips back, flex your left foot. You can come onto your fingertips or you could grab blocks. Let's repeat that wave-like motion. Inhale, press your chest forward, lift your gaze. Exhale, push your hips back, flex that foot. 2 more times, wave-like motion. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale. Free up the front of your body, imagine an up dog. Exhale, lengthen through the back of your body. Okay, from there as you inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, hands on the mat. Next inhalation is going to be where you lift up, sending that left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Ground the outside edge of your right foot. Let your right arm sweep you all the way up. And exhale, you arrive into your warrior 2. We stay in here. So arms to T, energy through the fingertips, bending deeply into that left leg, drawing your sit bones together, externally rotating your thighs, lengthening your tailbone down towards the ground. Let's take another breath or 2 in here, releasing maybe a little bit deeper into that space. And then keep your lower body exactly as it is. Inhale, flip your left palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Reach that left fingertips all the way back. Maybe you wrap your right hand behind you. You take that bind. Keep that nice deep bend in the left leg. Keep drawing your sit bones together. Breathing here, lengthening through the entire left side of your body. And then on your next breath in, come up to center, join your palms. Exhale, come to your Skandasana on the left side. So again, we're staying in here. You could have right foot flexed, or you might keep that right foot down and you stay up high. Same options as before, palms together. Left hand can reach, right hand can reach. Maybe both hands wrap and you take that bind, drawing your right shoulder back and down. Breathing here, keep that right leg nice and strong and active. Keep that left foot grounded. If you're working with your bind, rotate your chest.
bind is not there today, doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Just meet your body exactly as it is today. One more breath. And then release any binds. Bring your palms back together. Prepare. You might even press your hands into the ground using your hands. Take a nice deep inhalation. Come up to the center. Bring your feet parallel. Let me turn around so you can see. Bring your feet parallel. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, take a forward fold. Take an inhalation. Press the ground away from you. Exhale, fold. Elbows can come down, crown of the head can release down. If you're quite comfortable in this forward fold, some of you might have a play with taking the legs even wider, moving towards your Samakonasana, your split. Nothing is forced. Find a space that feels good for you in your wide-legged forward fold. You could take the ankles, you could take the toes. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then take an inhalation, press the ground away from you. If you've taken the legs wider, heel toe your feet back in. Walk your hands around to frame your left foot. Exhale, step back. You could vinyasa, you could go directly into your downward facing dog. Once you get into your down dog, take a breath in. And then on your next breath out, drop your knees. So a couple of options here. You could drop your knees, untuck your toes and come through into your Anahatasana once again, that melting heart pose. You could come to all fours and then bring your elbows down underneath your shoulders. And you might choose to start having a play with your dolphin pose. So elbows down, toes tuck, knees lift, hips lift, feet walk in. You press the ground away from you. You're not collapsing into the shoulders. There's energy and activation. Once you're in there, you might choose leg lifts. Inhaling, right leg goes high. Exhaling, it releases. Inhale, you switch sides. You might choose to lift a leg and then have a little play with your forearm stand, your Pincha Mayurasana. So we're going to stay about 5 more breaths. Whichever variation you're working with, whether you're in that Anahatasana, you're in your dolphin pose, you've got your leg lifts, or you're coming up into your forearm stand. Work into the space that feels good for you today. Last breath. And then whenever you're done, release. Find your way to all fours. And then let's all meet in a child's pose. So let's come back to the place we started. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Creep your fingertips forward, release your forehead down. Again, you have the option to maybe support underneath your forehead if you feel you need to. Once you get into your child's pose, take a deep and full breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Let's do that 2 more times. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Last time, deep breath in. Full breath out. And from there, seal your lips. And just allow your breath to settle back into its natural rhythm, whatever that might be. Breathing in and out with a sense of calm, a sense of ease. And let's just stay about another half a minute in here. Again, feeling the support of the ground underneath you. Inviting a sense of softness, a sense of ease.
And then as you feel ready, without rushing, start to make your way towards all fours. Start to slowly and calmly make your way through to seated. And then come to lie down onto your back. Drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug. You might like to take a few little rocks from side to side. Releasing across your lower back. And then bring your knees to center. Take your arms to T, so arms out to the sides. And we're going to come into a supine twist. So start off by shifting your hips to the right. And then drop your knees to the left. Supine twist just for a few breaths, a few moments. You might choose to reach your right arm behind you just so you can find that space through the right inner arm, the inner shoulder, moving down through to the rib cage, the waist. And just let your breath be soft, with ease. Calm, steady breath. With your next breath in, slowly bring everything back to the middle. Pause for a moment, give yourself a hug, and then take it to the second side. So this time shift your hips to the left, drop your knees to the right, and maybe reach your left arm behind you. Find that softness, that ease, that steady rhythm of the breath. Just be here, be in stillness for a few moments. Letting go of any gripping, holding, tensing. And then slowly start to bring everything back to the middle once again. Hug your knees in, give yourself a squeeze, take a rock or two from side to side. Excuse me. And then from there, release to your Shavasana. So you might choose to stay lying onto your back with your legs extended, releasing your arms. If that's not the most comfortable position for you, feel free to adjust. So you're at home, you might choose to take your legs up the wall, you might choose to hook your legs onto the sofa, onto the bed, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. And just take at least 2 or 3 minutes in your Shavasana. Closing down your eyes. If you need to, grab something extra to keep you warm. You can grab a blanket or a jacket, dressing gown, whatever. Just make yourself super, super comfortable. And for this next couple of minutes, just allow yourself to explore, really just finding this sense of peace. I've mentioned it a few times today. Allow yourself to find this sense of ease.
course, if you would like to stay longer in your Shavasana, please do so. If you are ready to come on out, then just start to gently move your body without rushing, taking your time just to move your fingers, your toes, circle your ankles, your wrists, finding some movement if you're ready to. And once you are ready, start to make your way towards a comfortable seated position at the front of your mat. Perhaps you are sitting onto a block or a cushion if you need a little bit of extra height. And just take a moment as you come into seated, closing down your eyes, bringing yourself into a place of stillness. And just take time to notice how you feel in this moment. How is your body? How is your breath? What is the contents of your mind? And then gently bring together your palms. Lightly rest your thumbs at the center of your chest. And just take this last few moments to remind yourself of your intention. And let yourself reflect on that intention just for a couple of seconds. If there's someone that you would like to dedicate your practice to today, bring that person into your mind and into your heart, sending them love, kindness, compassion. And then raise your thumbs to the center of your forehead and slowly find your way into a forward fold, bringing your hands to rest lightly onto the earth, giving thanks to the earth. And thank you so much for joining me to practice. I wish you a wonderful day, wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you once again next week. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.